You've raised 3 institutional rounds. Can you talk about the inflection points for raising those rounds and maybe some tips and tricks for other entrepreneurs that are going down that route?
For us, the key round was the B round. That was also the hardest. We were trying to raise money on Sandhill Road, which we thought would be a lot easier. Turned out it took 44,000 miles of travel, lots and lots of meetings, a number of no's, and I think there's some clear learnings from that. For entrepreneurs thinking about going to raise money in the US, it's challenging coming from the UK because you're not from that area, and ultimately they've never heard of you. So unless you're a hot company, I think you find it very difficult to go raise money there.
So when you raised your Series B, or went to go raise a Series B in the US, you hadn't relocated yet, but you had some US customers.
Yes, and I think either if you can scale the customer base first, so you've got more of a story, or you can make sure that you've got a network there built already. You've got to get some kind of early mind share. Any company that's born in the US, founded in the US, they're all going to know about those companies and know whether they're hot or not, and what their vision is. Coming in cold, from the UK,
right.
I think that's incredibly difficult.
Smell, it's great to see a really successful tech company set up and thriving outside of London. So you're based in Newcastle. Can you talk about what's going on in that ecosystem and a little bit about how you've managed to attract and retain talent?
It's actually a thriving ecosystem now in Newcastle, and recent moves by Tech City to become Tech Nation. I think that's only going to accelerate. There's a really vibrant hub there for technology. There's great companies in ad tech, gaming, auto. So really exciting time for Newcastle. I think for us, we've never been constrained for talent because we went global so early as well. So we already have technology hubs in Baltimore, in Poland, and we'll scale more if we need to. I think also it's given us a great competitive advantage. It'd be 3x in Silicon Valley to scale the same team. So for any competitors coming out of the US, this will be a lot harder, a lot more challenging for them to build a business with great fundamentals, because they're going to have to spend 3 times as much money to build the same company.
How have you maintained the culture at PHG? And you yourself, you've moved to the US a couple of years ago. Can you talk about that decision as well?
Yeah, I think you've got to commit leadership. I moved to the US, so now we'd have 4 members of our 7-member exec team based in the US, so we're clearly saying that's a priority market. I think from a cultural perspective, there's many things you can do. We've got one great initiative we call Desk Surf, so that's any employee that's been with the business more than a year gets to take 2 weeks paid working in another location somewhere, one of our global offices.
I'm sure that's a great retention tool for employees as well.
Yeah, great retention tool, and works well from a hiring perspective as well.
Mel, thanks again for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks, Erin.